Hello friends. Welcome to today's walk. I contemplated about whether or not I would just record a walk and not talk, but I feel like talking. And I hope you don't mind. You might not agree with a lot of what I'm talking about, but I like to keep myself company and have you with me while I'm walking, if that makes sense. So anyway, the settings today for the GoPro Hero 9 Black is I have the lens on wide, which when I do that, I have to use the stabilizing boost, which uses a little bit more battery. But I'm going to confirm that today because it's not cold. It's 40 degrees. If you think that's cold, that's okay. But that feels like an early spring day in the middle of February, which we're not even in the middle of February yet. Or as I should say, February. So typically we would walk up around that corner. Sidewalks aren't clear though. So I'm going to walk down this street that we've not walked down yet. And a lot of today's route is going to be streets I've not walked on yet with you to watch. And that's because I know they have sidewalks that are paved and they'll be clean. At least that's the plan. And I do want to walk 6 miles today because it is nice. So that's what we're going to do. I'm wearing some white Skechers. I don't know if you could see that. These shoes, kind of pricey. I got a good price on them brand new on eBay. I buy a lot of new stuff on eBay and I patiently wait for a good price. I don't impulse buy. Which if you impulse buy, that's okay. No law against it. But I've gotten $200 worth of shoes for about $60, $70 so far. So that's a big $130 is $130 saving. And that includes my Reebok Aztrek shoes that I usually wear when I walk. And I'm wearing these because these took a while to break in. Not having to do with actual fit, but the actual cushion from walking. These had an unusually long, uncomfortable bounce while walking. So I haven't worn them for walking. I've been wearing them around the house as house shoes, which today I'm getting them all filthy walking, so I'll have to clean them. So this is the Burnt Ends barbecue. The parking lot is a lot busier now than it was last year at this time. So the backup camera that I brought with me is the one that doesn't have stabilizing. So if I resort to having to use that, it's going to be a difficult picture to watch probably, because I'm going to put it on my head, but it might stabilize some. Hopefully I won't need to use it, but I get a feeling I'll have to. What I should do is get an extra battery for the GoPro, because I always seem to come up about 15-20 minutes short sometimes, depending on how many things are turned on the GoPro to use the juice. So we got Hannaford Supermarket here on Sabata Street. Pretty popular. Parking lot is always full here, even though they don't have prices as good as Walmart. So I think a lot of people make a conscious decision not to shop at Walmart, and I'm guilty of that too. Sometimes I come here. Pretty tired of Walmart, and I'm not happy with Walmart. They're pretty corporate, and they do a lot of thanks. So they do a lot of political correct woke politics at Walmart that I don't like. They used to carry handgun ammunition for one thing. Now they don't anymore, because of that shooting they had in their store in Walmart in Texas, which I don't really understand the logic there. People are still buying ammo. All it did was the store lost money. But you can sure as hell buy a rainbow tutu for your children. So I don't like Walmart. Now, another place that's good to go shopping is this place right up here, Bork's Market. They have a really good deli here. Really good cuts of meat. Yes, it's more expensive. Not hugely more expensive, but it does cost a little bit more. But if you don't want to give your money to Walmart and some corporate woke political nonsense that ends up putting businesses like this out of business, there's a reason why this business is still here and it's not closed. Think about that. During the pandemic, I didn't want to deal with a lot of Walmart's door security that they put there, which sometimes I did go and ignore anyway. Wasn't anything they could do about it, but the point is I didn't want to be hassled. So I came here to Bork's, shopped for what I needed with no hassle. So Walmart did not have to police that. They didn't have to do anything. But they took it upon themselves to be schmucks and tick people off and remove ammo from the shelves and shove the Rainbow Coalition on your children, yada yada. So anyway, the real news today, I listened to a lot of the Supreme Court oral arguments on the Colorado omitting President Trump from the ballot. And it was interesting because you could tell a couple of the lefty justices, namely the new one, Ketanji Jackson, who is a far left activist lunatic who should not be on the Supreme Court, but she is democratically put there, so I have to deal with it. But she's a Looney Tune. And also Sotomayor, another lefty Looney Tune. Both sounded like they already knew Trump was guilty. So we're probably going to see an 8-2 decision. The Republicans, every time one of their attorneys tried to veer off on hearsay evidence and things that Colorado used for their ruling, they didn't want to hear it. They were constantly going, "You're not answering the question. You're talking political talking points. Answer the question. What is the legal backing for this reasoning?" And they really didn't have any good answers. So it's pretty obvious that this was a waste of everybody's time. Trump will be on the ballots. I didn't hear anything presented that would convince anybody other than partisan lunatics who already thought Trump was guilty before this even started from changing their minds. So it should be a 10-0 decision, unanimous. If they want to base that on Article 3, 14th Amendment, which in the past has already been ruled on a gazillion times. It's already set precedents for it. Trump is not an officer of the country as president. And this would open litigation for several presidents, now that they're out of office, to be sued and prosecuted. So, I mean, just look at the Los Angeles riot, for example. They invoked the national emergency powers on that. You know, wouldn't be able to do that today. They'd get prosecuted by the opposition party activist judges and prosecutors. So this needs to be nipped in the bud, wrangled into reality, and I hope that's what they're doing. Weak links for the Republican is Justice Roberts and Justice Barrett. Sometimes Barrett's logic just really bothers me. Hi, doggy. Hi, buddy. That's my buddy. My doggy buddy. All right. So I'm going to try to get away from the traffic because I realize it is noisy. I did take the I took the wind canceling off. I had it on medium, and actually I had it on auto. Then I tried it on medium. And the problem with it is any external noise like traffic, or like when we were at the waterfalls in Auburn, it thinks it's noise and tries to cancel it. And then when you're talking, I sound like a robot, like an electronic distortion. So it might be better just to leave it off. And today is no wind at all. 41 degrees. I'm wearing a light hoodie instead of my thick one, and I'm sweating, so that's good. Looks like we got some people cleaning some stuff out. Must be spring cleanup week, I guess. Yes. Either that or somebody got evicted. Never know. So anyways, I'm walking along. heading towards, well, maybe I'll keep it a surprise. Make sure I'm still recording. Always good to double check. So anyways, oh, it is nice today. This is about how nice it was last year, mid-March. So we are going to cool off a bit in another week, week and a half, but it's going to be more seasonable, high of about 30, and then it's going to get warm again. So Punxsutawney Phil at Gobbler's Knob didn't see a shadow. I believe that was the verdict. And we're gonna have an early winter. I said just 6 more weeks, which would now be 5 more weeks. Now that it's going to be nice for 2 weeks, it should only be 4 weeks. Now, living in Maine, I know nothing is a given. If you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes. We still have yet to have a really big blizzard, so I know that's coming. We're definitely going to have a blizzard. Farmer's Almanac says first week of March. Other predictions say the last week of February. Either or, it's about at the same time. So we'll see what happens. All right. So we'll walk down here. I gotta get back onto Russell Street. Excuse me. I got the juices flowing, as it were. Hope you're enjoying the wide-angle lens. It does make things like telephone poles and trees bow out a little bit, but you see a lot more of the terrain, which is what I'm showing, really. So for shooting videos, I've been using linear. I'm taking the boost, stabilizing boost off. So I'm gonna walk across here. No sidewalks. There's no sidewalk on this side anyway. So I'll walk in the breakdown lane and hope I don't get killed. It is really nice today, though. Kind of interesting. The last walk I was on, I found a fuel filter, and caught the golf ball. Found a golf ball. These things bounce really good. I think I'll keep it. Because to be honest with you, if something like a stray dog attacked me, I'd rather hit it with a golf ball and scare it off than shoot it. I would not feel good about shooting a dog. Plus you'd have to call the police on that. Discharging a firearm in city limits, even for a dog. Might want to charge you with something, or not. As soon as they look at my social media, they'll want to charge me. He's a gun nut. He's a gun nut. Over here, we got a Trump flag and a flag. Trump flag needs to be replaced. We got a it's like some kind of a Greek guy wearing a skirt. That's funny. So I'll walk along here. I got to cross over onto Pettingill Street, and we're actually going to be on that for a while today, according to the course I picked out, which is one we've never walked, so I don't know what we're going to see on it. I'm assuming it has sidewalks, I hope. Coming up on Bates College, which that parking lot down there is really full. That's the ice hockey rink. Might be a game going on or something. Or they're just students. They are in session. And it is Thursday in the afternoon. So I don't know if they would schedule an actual sporting event for during the week in the afternoon. Probably not. So we'll see how the video comes out for this. I have noticed when you use the widescreen that it is a lot smoother and more capable of handling movement because it's covering more area. So we'll see how this looks when I play it back later. And also, I don't have to pay so close attention of turning my head at what I'm looking at for you to see it. So a lot of times I'm constantly turning my head towards something I'm talking about, so you know what I'm talking about. So anyway, with this Colorado case banning a candidate from the ballot for, quote, insurrection, 14th Amendment reasons, I came away listening to it like, why are we even here? Because all they did in Colorado was the prosecuting attorneys, the state's attorneys, I should say, sent by the activist Secretary of State, like the activists we have in Maine, was showing video from January 6th. They were showing all the violence. They were showing all the stuff the January 6th committee showed. And again, they didn't show Trump telling people to peacefully and patriotically protest. And a riot broke out through no fault of his. He just gave a speech as president. And it's completely ridiculous that this has evolved into this insanity by hyper-partisan people who feel Trump is a threat to their system, which he is, which is why they want him gone. But he's not a threat for the reasons they're saying. He's a threat because he's an outsider and they can't control him. And even today, Sotomayor started talking about term limits when she misconstrued a point that the other attorney was talking about, the attorney for Trump, who was talking about a past case on term limits and why that candidate was kept off the ballot in Colorado. So she's trying to feed into that narrative that Trump wants to be a dictator and not leave office if he so chose. Really weird. Hi. No, got his headphones on. Didn't hear me. Good thing I'm not a mugger. He would have been easy pickings. Just saying. So anyways, back to what I was saying. We have Sotomayor, who has in the past demonstrated that she's not very bright, she got appointed to that court as a political appointee. And it's one of those things, man. I'll tell you, it's a great thing right now to have Republicans on the Supreme Court, because they're trying to delegitimize the Supreme Court. And this will be another excuse they'll use, because Trump will be on the ballot. And they're going to say Trump's lackeys kept him because that was clearly insurrection, despite his not being charged for it. And if they could charge him for it, they would have. You know that. So, and they didn't. Jack Smith did not. Right? All right. Couple members of the Walking Dead there. No acknowledgement of me at all. Both of them smelled like pot, and both of them smelled like body odor. Welcome to Lewiston. There's really no excuse for that, really. Walking by, listening to their rap music in a drug-induced coma. Lovely. Anyways, so they got this whole thing going on, and we're gonna have to wait and see how things shake out. Hopefully we'll get the answer to that today. Supreme Court, when they left, said they wouldn't reconvene until Friday next week, or Friday. Actually, wait a minute, they might have said Friday tomorrow. Oh, that's right. I don't want to spread false info. I think they're going to reconvene tomorrow with a decision, I think is what they were saying. Now, as we know from past experience, if it hurts Trump, it'll leak. Somebody will call the media anonymously, and they'll leak it to get the weekend news cycle. So we'll see. If it doesn't hurt Trump, it won't leak. They'll come up with some other anonymous source about something else entirely to spend the weekend talking about that, about Trump, rather than the Supreme Court decision. That's just how they roll, folks. State-run media. So, and you know, I'm talking about politics. It'll either bore you, anger you, you'll hate me for it, or you won't. I've decided to do my channel for me, and if you like it, then that's great. If you don't, there's a lot of other content on YouTube to watch. I'm not forcing you. So, that's my attitude about everything. We've seen too much divisive rhetoric. And what I say on my channel, I truly believe it. So, because I don't stick my face in front of the mainstream media anymore. I rely on independent media, some of which can be a little loopy at times, but I'm an intelligent adult. I can decipher what's BS and what isn't. I'm not an easily influenced person. I do know that we can't keep candidates off the ballot because they look guilty of something. And then we had a circus try and convict them publicly with a hired TV producer, edited speech content, edited video, omission of witnesses. They didn't call witnesses that they should have, because it would have hurt their case and their narrative. They just decided not to. It wasn't fair. It was Republicans on there that hate Trump. It was not fair at all, and it was right for the Republicans not to participate. Shouldn't have happened in the first place. And it was all partisan politics geared towards what we're seeing now, to get Trump off the ballot, or to get litigation against him and to cripple him by legal fees and costs, which is exactly what's happening. He's feeling the sting financially. So people don't mind donating to him, knowing that it's going to be spent on legal fees. They don't mind doing that. And again, the media is trying to use that too. He's using you for your money. So, ooh, there's a nice Mustang again. Yep. It's a nice buggy. I'm happy to own a Mustang. I like how they look. I like the old style feel. I get into my car and I got a push-pull light switch like the old Mustangs. It does make a noise if I leave the lights on. But other than a seatbelt reminder or locking the key in the ignition if I turn the vehicle off and I'm not in park, and a buzzing noise if I leave my lights on, there isn't really anything else to bother me, which can be a problem. And you know, for example, I don't have a coolant light. I don't have a coolant warning light. That's a pretty important one not to have on it. And my coolant was low before winter started. I put about a half gallon in it. Hadn't checked it for almost 5 years. So oh, I see sidewalk. Coolant isn't something you really lose too much of, unless you have it seeping through a header gasket or a heater core that's leaking, or some other coolant leak from a hose, loose clamp or something. I actually get too much heat in my car. So you probably recognize this road that I walk on. Well, this time I'm going to go up this way, Pettingill. We haven't gone this way yet. We do have a sidewalk. We have a handicapped driveway. I can't see. The driveway is blind, folks. I wonder how it lost its eyesight. Blind driveway. All right. I'm starting to get the suspicion that Google Maps is going to be incorrect with the GPS mileage. Here's that little free library. That's the second one I see on my walk. That's what people put books in there. And you can take books for free. And if you have any books you want to contribute, you can put books back in it, which is nice. There's also one of those at the Pettingill, formerly Pettingill School, but it's Pettingill Park, which we walk by sometimes. There's one in there as well. So it's kind of a good on you kind of thing. Now that I know that's there, I actually have a few books. Sometime on a walk I'll bring them in a backpack or something and I'll stuff them in there and see what they got in there for books. They might have something I'll really like. I'll do a trade. I'll take one book and leave like 5 or something. So Now, this is just your basic residential neighborhood here in Maine. At the end of this road is Main Street. I wanted to head down towards Main Street and see what out front of Just in Time Recreation looks like now after the mass shooting. They're open again. I want to see what we see. Kind of a nice walk today, brisk walk. Keeping a fast pace today for a better workout. And again, thank you for watching if you're still watching. You can see we got some snowbanks here still on the side of the road. A lot of melting going on. A lot of snow melting. Oh yeah. Getting a good workout today. Gypsum Avenue. Dead end up that way. Oh, so glad it warmed up today. I can smell somebody drying clothes. I love that smell. I love that smell. See, this is a much needed respite from the cold we've been having. This is nice. Now, when we go shooting Saturday, it's going to be 50 and up. It's going to be in the 50s. Might not have the sun out, though. We'll have to wait and see. The forecast changed on that. But the temperature stayed warm. So that's good. Looks like I got sidewalk up here on Main Street, which is good. I'm gonna walk by a Dunkin' Donuts. I got a feeling I am going to do more than 5 miles today, easy. I'm guessing more like 6, maybe a little extra, which is okay. I'll take a hot shower, have something good to eat. So this is the first time we come down here to the Main Street. It goes here, we go to Auburn, across the bridge that way. We got the signs here telling you. So I'm gonna go up this way. Try to keep my feet dry. I didn't wear my boots today. I didn't know if that would be a good idea or not. It's much more comfortable to walk with sneakers. So that's what we're doing. And coming up here, we have a place called the Midnight Boutique Lingerie. They specialize in adult lubrications, adult sex toys, lingerie, and other marital aids. Right in here. Ooh la la. So they've been here for a while. I guess business is good. Nothing else to do in the wintertime except to eat and fornicate, so let's see, what do we got over here? Revelation Massage. So there's a massage parlor next door to the sex shop. That's convenient. That's actual massage therapy though. Orthopedic and spine physical therapy over here. So I just hit 3 miles. Three miles. Got a Dunkin' Donuts over here. Dunkin' Donuts. It's worth the trip. That's an old commercial. And Androscoggin Home Health up over here. Strawberry Avenue goes down that way towards Tall Pine Apartments, I believe. A little bit of old architecture along the style of the Amityville Horror House. I feel like I ate too heavy. I ate an hour and a half ago. I figured it would be digested by now, but it isn't. Got some neuro rehab services over here on the left. I think I'm going to end up walking further than I wanted to today, but I'm already committed. And we're already going the shortest way back. So we're walking. Reader Chiropractic Healthcare. It looks like this is like bad back row here. High Five Massage, Reader Chiropractic, and we got Cumberland and Cody Eye Care. If you need to get fixed up on your glasses, or if you need an eye test report to bring with you when you renew your license if you're over a certain age. If you're worried about failing at the motor vehicle place, you can just bring an eye test result ahead of time. Full eye exam is about $100 usually. Haven't had to do that yet, but I've had eye exams. And that was the going rate. Got my heart rate up today, let me tell you. I'm getting a good walk. Pet photo day. Have a picture taken with your pet. Looks like somebody bringing their mom, get their hair done. Looks like. Just a guess, going into harem. Hey, how are you? Oh. Sorry, didn't mean to bother you. People are funny. Roopers. Can bring your bottles back there and buy alcohol. $3.04 a gallon. Cumberland Farms. It's 5 to 10 cents cheaper elsewhere. Another cannabis shop. The white flag with the green cross on it. Chapter 11 furniture outlet. Got a Burger King. No credit needed. right. We'll be making a right-hand turn up here by that subway sign before the train trestle crossing. Which, by the way, that set of train tracks is the same that go across the trestle we crossed the other day when we went to Veterans Memorial Park. So, we got a subway sign. Subway, another woke corporation that I won't buy anything from just because. Burger King's on that list. McDonald's. You know, these corporations, the PR departments, they seem to think all this woke nonsense is mainstream, and it's not. So I'm going to cross to the other side because I want to see what's coming towards me when there's no sidewalks. This used to be the Lewiston Fairgrounds many, many, many moons ago, where they would have rodeos, concerts. Crosby, Stills, and Nash and Young, I believe, played here, as well as other people. Years ago. And I am getting warm. I am getting warm. Sun is out. I'm getting too warm. So we got Marco's. This was one of the places that were initially reported that the mass shooting was at. And it wasn't. It was up there. So that mass shooting that happened over here. Used to be called Spare Time Recreation. More recently was changed to Just in Time Recreation. And they are reopened. They're open. Come on down, folks. Come on down. You got a sign out there, they're hiring. That's good. I hope it's not because people that used to work there got killed. And I also hope it's not because somebody's afraid to work there now because they feel vulnerable. Maybe a kind of post-traumatic stress, maybe. Or they just need somebody. Seniors Plus is hiring. So there you have it. And that is in there. should be open. Parking lot looks empty. Let's see. So I've hit 4 miles, voice in my ear said. So anyway, that's where the shooting happened, right over there. Looks like they do have a couple of cars there, and there's parking around the corner on the other side too, so it's tough telling. Anyway, they're open. Come on down, buy a round. Probably a lot of people that think they're closed. They just assume after something like that it would be finished, but it's not. It's open. They've repainted, cleaned up. Got a pediatric associates over here with a Lewiston Strong sign. So Lewiston Strong. People need to be strong and go support the business. And then we have the Bureau of Motor Vehicles with some alcohol shots outside before going in, probably, because you're going to have a long wait. It's the DMV, Department of Motor Vehicles. I renewed my license last summer. I took an eye test because I'm over that certain age. I passed easy peasy lemon squeezy. So basically, the Supreme Court does not support Trump being on the Colorado ballot. You know, the people from Colorado are trying to say this doesn't affect the rest of the country. This is under Colorado. Yeah, well, there's already about 23 other states that are going to take Trump off the ballot if this doesn't pass muster. So, if the Supreme Court fails on this one, there's going to be riots, and it'll be deserved. And whether or not I partake in them, I'm not going to say on my channel or on video. But if you don't have voting and you can't choose the candidate you want on some trumped up BS, then you don't have a country anymore. And anybody with any plain common sense, without any predisposition of hating Trump, is obvious it was not insurrection. It's circumstantial evidence, it's an opinion. Just because the media says he's guilty, and just because a January 6th hyper-partisan committee says he's guilty, he had no trial, no due process, he's not guilty. And because I don't watch mainstream media, I got to see people that were there talking about it, video that wasn't shown by the committee. It is damn obvious it was just a riot. It was ugly. Wished it hadn't happened. And the people that broke the law, committing violence, anybody that assaulted any police officers, I get no mercy for them. I don't. But people that just walk through an open door, taking cell phone pictures and posting them on Facebook, do not deserve to be prosecuted for insurrection or domestic terrorism. That should be a simple trespassing misdemeanor fine, a couple $100 or something. But they went overboard with it because of politics, because it's Trump. And they have ruined too many lives for me to ever go along with what they're doing. And I hate my government for it. And I don't care who knows it. Do I hate them enough to, well, I can't say it. Do I hate them enough to do what's happened in this country before? when it was called the Civil War? Well, I'll just say they're not creating any friends. And I hate my government. Love my country, hate my government. This government is cancerous, it's atrocious, it's corrupt. They've lost their sight of what this country is about, and something needs to be done about it. Putting Trump back on the ballot doesn't fix anything. Too many people have been ruined. Now, the biggest thing I saw recently was those pipe bombs. Pipe bombs were left at both the DNC and the RNC in DC. Nobody's really investigated that. They came up empty. But the video I saw, thanks to Tucker Carlson for airing it, shows Secret Service talking with an undercover police officer. The undercover DC officer, who I will call an operative, walked up to the parked police car next to the Secret Service SUV and told them there was a suspicious device on that bench. Nobody panicked. Nobody freaked out. Guess who the Secret Service vehicle had with them on their detail? The Vice President-elect, Kamala Harris, was inside that building. The Secret Service was parked outside, and they did absolutely nothing about it after an undercover officer informed them that there was a pipe bomb on the bench. Almost like everybody already knew it was there. And I know that wanders off in the conspiracy theory, but how else do you explain that? And then there was a mother with some children walking across the street, walked right by the bench. Nobody did anything. Nobody told them there was a pipe bomb on the bench. That pipe bomb had been there all night long with all the video surveillance they have there. And the fact that the Vice President-elect was going to be coming the next day. Nobody checked it out. Nobody did anything once they knew it was there. Everybody was unassuming. It looks too ridiculous to be real that it was really somebody leaving pipe bombs other than our own government doing it for the narrative that they knew was coming the next day when Trump gave that speech. It's like it was all orchestrated, planned. And instead of the government going out of their way to assure everybody it wasn't, you get called a conspiracy theorist. You don't have to produce evidence that way. You don't have to prove. They don't have to prove anything. They can just say it, just like when they call you a racist or anything else. So, they don't have to do a damn thing. So this time I think I'm going to cross over. Nope, I think we'll head on up to Central Avenue. Cross that way. I have to get across the street here. So we'll get on up this way. Now this way you have come with me before. I don't want to get run over today. I need to get off this street up ahead. That's why I don't like walking this time of year. I'm going to use my peripheral vision and look back. But anyway, you know, the real kicker about that SUV park there is that was a detail assigned to the Vice President-elect of the United States. That was going to be inaugurated the very next day. Think about that. And they do nothing about a bomb. Then, after the J6 thing is happening, miraculously, the police show up to the pipe bomb. And you have to remember, actually what it was is Kamala Harris was inside that building the day of the inauguration. So, security is on alert, obviously. They know Trump has given a speech. They've already been alerted that something might happen or might not. So after the riot is starting, now you get the police interested in the pipe bomb all of a sudden. And guess what? That's when they bring the robots out, bomb-sniffing dogs, and they bring the robots out because there's a bomb on the bench that they previously knew was there and ignored. Explain to me what the logic would be with that, if it isn't for the cameras. Can't explain that, can you? It is unexplainable. But that is a fact. And if you want to see that for yourself, go to Tucker Carlson on Facebook or X or whatever else he uses. And the person he interviewed, that is on there, and that video footage is in its full detail. And you can see it for yourself with your own eyeballs. It's not a conspiracy. The media never showed it. They still haven't showed it. And they're not gonna show it. So they have to discredit Tucker Carlson as not being a real journalist and being a Trumper who is lying to make Trump look good. That's the narrative they push. So that's what you're going to get. Now normally I would go straight up this hill, but I'm going to do like I do sometimes, and I'm going to veer off to the right. I got to watch my six. I got to watch my six. It just takes one person that had a liquid lunch to clean me out. We'll be off this road right now. Go off to the right. The sidewalks are only clear partway up this hill, so I'm not going to go that way. And I am going to cross over. Again, I like to have the cars coming at me, not behind me, because then I can run off to the side out of the way, dive, whatever. Somebody's coming up behind you, you can't see them. You can hear them sometimes, mostly. So I don't know how much time I got on here, but I know I'm not going to have enough time to record all of it, because we should be coming up on 5 miles here shortly. Slow down! That guy was speeding. Too fast for this street. Everybody, so many people expect the traffic to be 30 miles an hour. And somebody doing faster than that, you look both ways, you pull out, and then there's somebody right there to drive into you. Because you can't see over a snowbank or something. Or a parked vehicle. Anyways. Whew, I'm having a good walk. It's a lot of work. I'm gonna head back down. Now, I thought about going down Bro Street and cutting over, but there's not going to be any sidewalks up there, and people drive through there too fast. So I'm just going to walk all the way down here, take the longer way home. So we'll take the longer way, but we'll get there. And I am going to end up replacing this camera with the backup, which I brought the head mount attachment for it instead of on a stick. If it's too shaky, it's too shaky. If it's not, then fine. But regardless, thank you for watching. If it turns off and I decide not to use the extra footage, I just hit 5 miles. 1 hour, 19 minutes, 32 seconds. So I got about 20 minutes left before this battery runs out. But it might run out sooner because I used the stabilizing boost. And that was my concern with it. So that could literally give out any moment now, because I was losing about 20 minutes with that stabilizer boost. So let's see if that holds true. So I did 5 miles. I might get closer to 7 miles today. Not as much walking as I wanted to do, but I have to follow where the sidewalks are clear and not clear, and where it's dangerous and not dangerous. So I would rather walk a little extra than take a chance of getting hit by a car. And I'm very familiar with that part I would be walking on. So it's not like this here where the sidewalk isn't clean. There's no sidewalk here, but I have enough room to walk and see cars coming. On that other part by Thorn Craig, I don't have that luxury, and people drive way too fast through there to begin with, and that's really the problem. If they'd do 25 or 30 like you should through there, that would be different, but they don't. So, oh, that burning wood smells nice. Somebody's burning wood stove. So anyway, when I'm all primed up and I'm used to walking 20-25 miles a week, 7 miles is usually nothing, but I've hit 5 miles now and I'm starting to feel it. So these last couple miles are going to be a little bit of a chore, but it'll be good exercise because I haven't been walking as much as I usually do, and my younger brother had a a really absolutely delicious box of chocolates, and he said, eat what you want out of it, and I did. So I'm breaking my diet protocol. I'm not on a diet, I'm on a diet of eating better quality food than chocolates. So hopefully this looks pretty good with the wide lens on here. And I think if I was using horizontal linear with the horizontal correcting, battery would be about spent right now. And we still have some battery using wide with the stabilizing boost on. So this will be an interesting experiment, but I am expecting the battery to run out on this any time now. And you will notice it because we will be switching over to the not as good camera. But the good news is I'll have the audio up by my head and you'll hear me. The bad news is the audio quality is not very good. Picture's okay, but it does get shaky. This was not my intended route today. That's okay. And right now I'm looking up ahead at those lights and I'm like, it seems far away because I'm getting fatigued because my stamina is not up there where it is in the summertime. But we'll get there. Just put your head down and get through it. I just walked on a sheet of ice. Everything's melting. It's nice. Melt away. Whew, Lord. I'm feeling it now. I gotta suck it up. I'm really tempted to go down Bro Street and take the bad sidewalk, because I know how far I have to go if I go that way as opposed to this way. And you know what I'm gonna do already. I'm gonna head down. I just can't see walking up there today and then taking the long way. That's gonna be over 7 miles. And my body's talking to me now. So I'll keep it around 6.5 miles. So if I get hit by a car, oh well. It's nice knowing you. I am drenched in sweat, big time, big time. We'll make it, and I'm not going to stop and rest, because if I do, I'm not going to feel like finishing it, and I have to. So I got to tell you, 30 years ago, not an issue. Today, a little different. I'm healthy and I'm in shape, but my bones are my bones, and my lower back is feeling it. It's the muscles. I don't have the stamina. Which is okay. It's okay to get old. Someday I won't be able to walk far at all. But I'm still gonna walk, even if it's just a couple blocks. You know, you gotta be like a shark. If you stop moving, you'll drown. You know? You gotta keep moving. Boy, that sun is warm. Hello, sun. All right. We'll get to where we're going eventually. And I am walking at a really good pace, so that's intentional. If I was just taking my time, I'd be okay. But you need to understand that I'm pushing myself and I'm feeling fatigued because of it. That's the whole point of a workout. No pain, no gain. I'm not winded. That's not what's bothering me. It's the muscles in my lower back and on my hips. You gotta keep a good pace. I got to keep that 15 to 17 minutes a mile to get the workout that's beneficial. A lot of times I talk a lot. I stop and look at things when I walk through the woods. It's a different kind of workout. So, we're walking. And my whole point of doing this is hypertension and high blood pressure. Ooh, I just saw a deer. Hopefully you just saw that. I got that on video. Do you see that deer? That was a big deer. That guy on that bike freaked out that deer. Let's see if we can see him in there. It was right here on this lawn. Is he in there? Nope, I don't see him. He was a big one though. I definitely got him on video though. How cool is that? See a lot of deer. I've run into quite a few on my walks. Usually not this time of day though. I usually see them late at night, late summer nights. It's hot and humid. Wearing just shorts and a t-shirt and some sneakers. And I have seen plenty of deer late at night, 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock. Which is something else I wanted to talk about. I took the GoPro last night and I walked through my neighborhood at night, and I walked down to a couple businesses to have their lights on at night, and I made a couple of custom GoPro settings specifically for night viewing. You have to equalize the colors and contrast and all that for city walking. So I have my night settings on here. We'll be all set for that. I got it pretty close to how it looks with the naked eye. And the real trick to it is you got to set the shutter speed for 24 to 30 frames per second. And that allows more light in. But the problem, the trade-off is it destabilizes the picture when you're in motion. It's jittery, and when you walk, everything is shaking. So if you're just standing there filming Christmas lights, it looks great. But if you're walking, it doesn't look good. So I had to find a happy medium, which I did. Have to use the wide angle lens, which is one of the reasons why I'm using it today. And it seems to handle the walking with it at night. Now, the best picture quality was the 4K, high resolution, high bit rate, but it was shaky. But that was an absolutely beautiful picture. You would have to use a gimbal with the GoPro with that on a stick, and you'd have to walk with it in front of you on a gimbal, and it would smooth the picture out. But that would look gorgeous. It was a really beautiful picture. Very professional looking. So I opted for the 1080p with a similar setting. And when I used the wide angle lens like we have now, it actually looked quite nice. So it shakes a little bit, but it's tolerable. It's not like the backup camera that I use that is too shaky. So I tested that last night, created a setting for it. So we should be good to go on that. So even on a street like this with a couple street lights, you can see it's not too dark. Not quite as good as what you'd see with the naked eye, but pretty close. On the 4K one, I nailed that perfect. I found some YouTube videos with people that use these, recommended settings, yada, 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 yada. And they were good. So Oh, there's a dog barking at me. Hi, doggy. Now this house, oddly enough, if you look on Google Maps, this house is blurred out, so you can't see the house. Thought that was interesting. And I suppose you can contact Google Maps and request that your house not be shown on it, I'm guessing. But you don't see that very often. So I don't know if there's some kind of process you need to go through for that, or if you can just do that. Because you figure if people could just go on there and have their house blocked, there would be a lot of blocked houses on there. You know, because I just hit 6 miles. 1 hour, 34 minutes. So we should have about 10 minutes left before this turns off. So I might just say see you later now. Thank you for walking. I'm going to charter bus here. Thanks. There is a school up there. I'm on public property here. I'm not on school property. I see a blue tarp on a roof. Somebody doing roofing. Or they have a leak. Something. Maybe they have a leak. Yeah, they got a blue tarp on their roof. And part of their roof is unfinished. Huh. I don't know what's up with that. Maybe somebody wanted some money after they started working and they didn't pay and they said, I'm out of here. Or some other reason. I don't know. I can only show you what I see. So anyway, if this turns off, thank you for watching. And I think I'm just going to let it record through the rest of it and say thank you very much for watching. Really appreciate it. Click like and subscribe. And thanks again for being there, and I hope you enjoyed it. Have a blessed day, friends. Bye-bye. Enjoy the rest of the video. Thank you for watching me walk in Lewiston, Maine. Bye-byes. I'm gonna die. What idiot thought this was a good idea to walk this way? This is that area where somebody came off the road and hit that tree right there. So, I need to keep my eyes peeled on the road up ahead, not looking at anything else. Definitely gonna get about 7 miles. Oh, that looks like it could hurt. And drive into that. All right. Really surprised this has not turned off yet, but I know that's coming any minute. So enjoy the last couple of minutes of my walk. There's Thorn Crag, which we've walked through here plenty of times. I really thought this was going to turn off before now.